What's happening, everybody? Kevin Moreland, Sugar Hill Auto Collision. Been waiting to do this for a long time, as promised. I'm going to share with you the deepest and darkest secrets that I've learned over the last year and a half, and I'm going to do it right here on YouTube, free to anyone that wants to learn something. I'm going to share with you the things that I learned the hard way over the last year and a half doing post-repair inspections for consumers, and I've invested a tremendous amount of money and pretty much my entire life to this. And so I'm going to share it with you guys. Who is this for? This is for the consumers mainly. This is for technicians. This is for shop owners, especially shop owners, and anybody that could potentially be in an auto accident now or in the future or in the past. But first, I promise my deepest and darkest secrets to my, and this is for my biggest fans. I'm not talking about the ones that follow me and like what I do. I'm talking about the ones that follow me and the critics. So first thing I'll share with you guys is I was a fat kid. I lost 60 pounds when I was 14. And it wasn't because I grew. I was 5'1" when I lost the 60 pounds and 5'1" at the end of the diet. Second, failed second grade or got held back in second grade because I couldn't read or write. College graduate now, so I overcame that. The third thing is in fourth grade, I have a shit story that nobody would believe, and I'm not talking about skid marks. I'm talking about fill your shoes full of shit at school, ride the bus all the way home type of story, but that's for a different time. And when I was, same time, 14, I had growth and development issues. So I didn't truly go into puberty till I was junior in high school. So I was undersized through a lot of high school. And moral of the story is all those things made me who I am today. And it was because of the critics. You know, the one that wasn't afraid to tell me that I was fat. The one that brought to my attention that I couldn't read. Those are the ones that changed my life, and I feel for the better. So thank you to all my biggest fans out there, the critics. You guys give me the fuel for what I do. Moving on, what I'm going to share with you today is just some basic information. I got some definitions on the board behind me, and we're going to walk through those. But ultimately, what I want to do through this channel is share with you my experiences with post-repair inspections. Last year and a half, I've done probably north of 100. I've seen cars just continually get bought back, and I believe that what I'm going to share with you is why they're being bought back. So what is insurance? Purpose of insurance is to protect us from loss. What does that mean? Insurance companies are supposed to step in and indemnify the people that have incurred loss. Supposed to restore somebody to a pre-loss condition. How does that relate to property? As it relates to property, that would be safety, quality, appearance, design. Indemnification also includes all other expenses related to that loss. Policy is just a contract between an insured and an insurer. And in that policy, you have language that is specific to first party and third party. First party would be the person that holds the contract, and then a third party would be somebody that's incurred a loss as a result of that first party's negligence. What is an independent repair shop? An independent repair shop is somebody that contracts with the property owner, the person that owns the vehicle, to repair the property. What is a preferred shop? A preferred shop contracts with the property owner and the insurance company. Why is that important? Because you have to understand what that means for you as a consumer. How can you represent a property owner and an insurance company? Usually is the company who steps in and accepts liability for indemnification or bringing that property back to a pre-loss condition. It's a conflict of interest. You can't do it. I'm going to talk about what a contract of adhesion is. Contract of adhesion is a contract that is written in such a way that portions of that contract benefit the party that is in power or the more powerful party. In insurance, we obviously know who that party would be. And then this is OCG 13-8-2. It basically just says contracts against the policy of law or public policy cannot be enforced. This is contract law, and it basically says if the contract doesn't comply with the laws, it's not enforceable. It's why you can't contract to kill somebody. Obviously, if you sign a contract to get paid to kill somebody, the person that pulls the trigger is going to get in just as much trouble as the person that contracted to do it. So it's contract of adhesion. That's what a contract of adhesion is. I use an extreme example there, but that's the one that's most easily identified. So what is perfect indemnification? Now, I've defined perfect indemnification as it relates to property, and specifically automotive property. It's actual cash value plus all other expenses associated with the loss, right? So ACV plus all costs equals perfect indemnification. What's ACV? ACV is the value of the damaged property plus diminishment of value plus repair cost. These are all irrelevant. All of these are subject to opinion. All of these, you can get 10 different people to give you 10 different value on the same exact property with the same damage. It's irrelevant to the discussion. Perfect indemnification is ACV plus all cost. That's what's owed in the event of a loss. This I would consider a third-party perfect indemnification. When you have a first party, it's a little bit different because most people can understand that I agreed to pay a deductible. Most of the time in the automotive world, it's $500 or $1,000. When you signed up for insurance, you said I'll assume the first $500 or $1,000, and then the insurance company should step in and pay the rest. The portion that people don't realize, or it's never discussed or never talked about, is policy exclusions. The contract. In the contract, the insurance company can write in specific exclusions. Examples of these: aftermarket part usage, junkyard part usage. They can set a specific amount for rental. These are the things that you have to understand when you sign up for insurance, what you are going to be responsible for and what the insurance company is not responsible for. What I think applies in this situation is contract of adhesion and your contract law. These would be examples of these would be aftermarket parts, used parts, repair deficiencies. Your insurance company, we operate in a nation that allows free enterprise. If your insurance company is going to step in and set price, then that would be, in my opinion, antitrust, interference with your ability to exercise your rights. I know in the state of Georgia you have the right to choose your repair facility, and I think that holds true in most states. So that right there is something that we'll get into a little bit more later. But what I wanted to show you today is ultimately what I think the insurance industry looks like on a macro level. All right? So this is quantity, this is price, this is your basic supply and demand. Economic laws say that where supply and demand intersect, that is a perfectly competitive market. I mean, that's what your price should be. Insurance, perfectly competitive market would be that there is no need for insurance, that there are no losses, right? So you have quantity equals the competitive price. which is 0. The marginal revenue of an insurance company is how much we pay them as a society in premiums. So essentially, your demand for insurance should be premiums collected. Your marginal cost in an insurance world is every time a claim is made. This is your marginal cost. Again, perfect world. Again, in a perfect world, that would be your competitive price. Any gap between premiums collected is dead weight loss. This is the society's loss and the insurance company's gain. It's dead weight loss. What does this look like? This looks very similar to a monopoly. However, this isn't a monopoly. This is a perfect monopoly. And the fact that automotive insurance is required by law, by definition, this becomes communism. Essentially, the powers at B are deciding who gets paid what by their abilities and needs. That's the definition of communism. Here's the point that I want to drive home, guys. 2018, insurance premiums, $250 billion. $250 billion. The collision industry is only $40 billion. Where's the other $210 billion going? Where's the $210 lost to society going? Think about that. Stay tuned for more videos.